You ask for 12 packets, or a dozen, and you get 8. I don't think kids today know what a dozen means. Or you're just the typical, you get screwed in the drive-thru every time. I have 4 less packs than I need. This is my lunch. This is today's, well, it's not a comic. It's a preview magazine. It's the DC Previews issue number 17, which is for September. I can't even say it. September. Let me say that. September. I should be able to say that. It's my birthday month. This is for comics on sale for November 2019. The future is now. Legion of Superheroes. Joining me, as always, is Stan the Man. Good to see you, Stan. And I'll... Wait, where's Forky? Forky? What are you doing up there, buddy? Oh, jeez. Anyways, we're going to go over this, but first I'm going to eat these burritos. I don't know why people want to see food on my channel. They keep saying, where's the food? This is my lunch today. 2 bean and cheese burritos from Del Taco, which is a million times better than Taco Bell. I don't know why people think differently, but these are green burritos in case you cared. Infinitely better than the red burritos. But I don't care. We're colorblind here on this channel. I want to eat, go over some previews, but I'm going to eat first, not on camera, and then we'll talk about this. Stay tuned. All right. Hey, thanks for sticking around while I got to eat my lunch. Appreciate that. Oh, the dogs heard me. If you're new to the channel, or if you're new to these previews videos, the way that I do these are like reactionary videos in a sense. I have not read these ahead of time. I do not know what I'm gonna find, other than like the cover leads me to believe some things, but so I kind of just flip through and I give you my honest reaction as a fan of comics and what I think. This is by no means a guide for your opinions and what you need to think about comics. And if I trash on a comic that you like, don't take it personally. I may not have read the comic. I might have a prejudiced opinion about it. I may not know any better. Or the comic may be getting better and I don't know it. Or my taste might just suck, Look, I used to bash on Hawkman. It's one of the best comics out there. I became a big Hawkman fan because viewers like you, other YouTubers I listen to, were like, Ash, you gotta read Hawkman, it's so good. And I was like, all right, I tried it out, and sure it was. I used to bash on Super Sons. This guy right here, John Kent. I used to bash, and I remember people would talk about how Super Sons is getting canceled, and I'd just be like, who cares? So what? It's a stupid comic anyway. No, because I'm prejudiced against legacy characters, and I don't like the kids of superheroes. Like, oh look, it's the superhero kids. Superman has a son, and Batman has a son, and they're superheroes too. Yay! Like, on the surface, on paper, it just makes me cringe and go, this is dumb. But everyone loved it so much that I was like, I just need to check out this book. Plus, I was reading Tomasi Superman, who also wrote Super Sons, and I was like, this is really good. This is really good. And then I fell in love with Super Sons, and then I got pissed when they got canceled, and I joined that brigade, and I was like, damn you! Joined the pitchforks, and these are the guys I was previously mocking. And then I was this right here, Bendis. Oh, I could not be more angry with the comic book decisions in comic than what DC is allowing Bendis to do. So let's just get on with this. Who cares about those people? Batman White Knight presents Von Freeze #1. This is written by Sean Murphy, but not drawn by him. It's drawn by Klaus Janson. Now, Klaus Janson used to be a big shot way back in the day. This is an old timer. This is the guy. Wow, he used to ink Frank Miller. He's done some Frank Miller stuff. He was doing stuff in the 70s, I'm pretty sure. I think he did start off as an inker. He's one of those guys, I'm pretty sure, if memory serves, Eric Breen will correct me with his infinite comic historian knowledge, but I'm pretty sure Klaus Janson started off as an inker, inked a lot, and then eventually got his pencils out there and became a penciler himself. That's how it used to happen in the old days. He used to have to work hard and earn your position by merit. So, yeah, what the hell is this? Let me see if I can, hold on. I'm trying to, there we go. Bond free. Okay. This is what I'm trying to do. Dollhouse. Whose house? Hill House. Oh, sorry, I couldn't resist. Joe Hill Comics. Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. I have to admire the guy going by his own name and not writing off his father's name, at least publicly, for fans, and just putting out his own book. I hear good things about his writing. He does horror stuff, and people like it. I don't really know anything. I'm going to skip it. Young Animal. Remember when DC said, we're cutting all of our imprints because it's too confusing to fans, and we're just going to go with the three. We're going to have DC Black Label and DC Kids, I think. I forget what the last one was. One for the kids. So the normal line, the kids line, and then the Black Label. That was it. We're going to make it simple. What's this? What's this? You lied. It wasn't that you're doing that. You canceled Vertigo, and you were ashamed and embarrassed, so you did this PR spin. Instead of saying, we screwed Vertigo up because we all fail at our jobs, we don't know what we're doing, we deserve to be fired, you came up with this spin and said, ooh, we're transitioning the comics, and we're going to make it something new, and no, you didn't. You lied. You're just a bunch of big liars, because Young Animal's still there, Wonder Comics is still there, Jinx World is still there. Your imprints are still, and I think you're coming up with I think you're giving Sean Murphy his own imprint. No, you screwed up Vertigo, and you deserve to be fired, everyone involved. So, yeah, screw this book. Gen Lock 1. What the hell is this? Written by Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. This looks like... it looks like a cross between, like, 90s image style book and, like, Power Rangers type thing. Like, oh, look, do they all have robots? And a cardstock variant cover by Jim Lee. Ooh, $1 extra. Screw you, DC. God, you guys are becoming like Marvel. You're just... okay, don't care about that. 100-page Comic Giants. Batman Giant 2, Swamp Thing Giant. What? You're just starting the numbering over? What happened to the... Oh, man. These giants will be available to comic shops with brand new cover art. This art, how much are they? They're still $5 at least. I guess the Walmart experiment failed. Look, I guess this is still okay. I really think they need to get back into Walmart and keep doing that and keep like pushing to have comics be more mainstream. You want regular Joes who aren't people like me and you guys listening to pick up a comic and go, hey, this is kind of cool. And maybe, just maybe, that'll extend a bridge and they'll walk into a comic book store one day. All the comic book stores in San Diego that I know, except for the one I go, they're all in malls. I'm sure that there's a couple that aren't in, but the ones I know, they're all in shopping malls. So they get a lot of walk-in traffic. So you get this guy, he buys a comic at Walmart. He's like, this is cool. I used to like Batman as a kid, read it was cool. Then he's out with his girlfriend, he's going to see a movie, and he walks by the comic book shop. He's like, swings by, goes inside. You know, she looks at the cute pop figures or something. He's like, yeah, let me pick up a couple of these. That's what you do. But whatever. Green Lantern books. Green Lantern Black Stars. So here, where we were talking about before about being like Marvel. So the ongoing series are done. They're doing their damnedest to phase these out, and it's going to be the death of the mainstream industry. Mainstream comic fans, like me, they want ongoing runs. They just want to just buy their book. I want to pick my favorite stuff, like say an X-Men book. X-Men was always my favorite, and just when I jumped in, it was at 210, and I went 211, 212, 230. I just kept buying, and every month going to the comic shop. Hey, look, here's a new X-Men. And then I also would go to the back issue bin and start buying backwards for the issues that I missed. That helped the comic book store. It helped build my fandom, which in turn helped build Marvel Comics. and I bought X-Men for years and years and years. My run is like several hundred issues. I got most of the Claremont run, and yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want to do. I want to pick up a book and just keep buying it, and 10 years from now think about, oh, I'm going to keep buying this and have the memories of all the different things that happen and changes. What I don't want is this dumb seasonal crap. Oh, did you like Green Lantern? Okay, well, season 1's over, and we're starting it over with Green Lantern Black Stars, #1. And this will run, it's 1 of 3. And then we're going to go back and bring a new Green Lantern series back. And you're just like, just make this, so Green Lantern 12, this should just be Green Lantern 13, right? That's how you did it in the old days. Nope, but they want the #1s. So this is a sign. Marvel has been in death throes for a long time. This is now a sign that DC's entering the death throes. They are like, oh, we got to do the gimmicks too to make money. We don't have the market share. Marvel's flooding the shelves, and Marvel is drowning DC. I think that's really their strategy. Marvel's like, we can't do quality. We can't afford good artists and good writers the way DC has. So we're just going to put out 100+ books every month. 20+ new #1s every single month. So if you're a Marvel fan, you can't afford to be like, oh god, oh there's a new symbiote book, oh there's a new Wolverine book, oh there's a new X book, I can't miss it. Meanwhile, you don't have money to pick up your DC books that you like. You're just like, oh, I guess I'll just let Detective Comics go because I gotta get these, and so DC's like struggling, like we gotta get this attention too. So here we go. Here's another #1. He-Man, the Masters of the Universe. Tim Seeley. He-Man needs to be... I mean, he's not quite Conan, but Tim Seeley's going to write them all beta male He-Man. Oh, look. John Constantine Hellblazer in the Sandman universe imprint. Remember that Vertigo imprint that got canceled and they did this? Well, they didn't really... They just transitioned it. Now it's the Sandman universe imprint. And so Hellblazer, this should just be Vertigo. But you fucked it up. Yeah. So stupid. The Infected King Shazam #1. Don't care about #1s. These are all fake number. Cena Grace. What a disgrace. The Hopeless, Dennis Hopeless. It's like, God, this is... DC is hopeless. You also, I don't know if it's solicited here, one of the Infected books is going to be Zoe Quinn. That's the big controversy right now. And here we get to the big enchilada. Legion of Superheroes. Holy. So I did a review of Legion of Superheroes Millennium. Now, that book should have been Legion of Superheroes #1. But that's not how you do things in modern comics, because you can only get one #1 sale that way. So the new way of doing things is first you launch the miniseries, or in the case of X-Men, 2 miniseries, so you can get 2 #1s, and then the real #1. So you see how I'm saying? So Legion of Superheroes, they don't want just one #1, they want 2 #1s. So they release the Millennium thing first, 2 issues, and then boom, immediately start over again at 1. And who's doing this? Brian Michael Bendis. Art and cover by Ryan Sook. So as always, they are propping up Bendis with their best artists, or some of their best artists. If they gave him a schlock artist, like they give some of their really good writers, Bendis wouldn't sell dick, I don't think. So, yeah. I am not going to get this book. I encourage you not to get this book. See my review of Millennium, #1. See my reviews of Superman and Action Comics 1014. Bendis is the biggest hack in comics, and you are getting ripped off. But if you don't believe me, or if you just disagree and you like reading Bendis books, you're like, I get a big thrill. I like reading 20 issues of comics, and there's no plot or no character development, and really nothing happens, and we're constantly just tricked, and random nonsense happens at the end of every issue that never actually gets resolved later, and it just gets replaced with more. If you like that, if you like reading Big Bang Theory, wannabe dialogue, hey, I'm not here to judge your entertainment. If you're enjoying it, I guess you're getting your money's worth. That's $4 a book. I really, just be honest with yourself. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't be one of these people that's just like, you want to like Bendis so much that you can't actually be honest with yourself and you're convincing yourself you like something, just sit back and take a deep thought and just like look at all the books you get every week and go, which of the books do I really want to read the most? The Question, The Deaths of Vic Sage. So I think this is going to be a Black Label book by Jeff Lemire. Jeff Lemire is a pretty talented writer. I'm not going to get this though, unless it comes out and people freak out and go, oh my God, it's amazing. You got to, maybe I'll keep my mind open, but my pull list is already too big. That's another problem with these seasons. I can't do this like, these number ones all the time, because it's like, I'll add this to my list. Oh, it's only going to be 5 issues. I'll add this to my list. The next thing you know, right now, like my pull list is like 10 comics a month over what I should be doing. And I justify it because I go, oh, well, this book's going to get canceled in 2 months, and that book will be canceled in 3 months, But meanwhile, like, look, here's another number one. If I love to have infinite resources and infinite storage space, it was no big deal. Sure. And look, the Tales from the Dark Multiverse, like, except for it's Tim Seeley. I think James Tynion I like. I'm curious about this. I like the Dark Multiverse mythology that Scott Snyder came up with. Like, but look, it's another number one. Like, I don't care about these one-shot $5.99. It just bloats your pull list, and it adds this strain to your wallet. And the next thing you know, you're way over budget. You're finding stress in maybe paying the bills or doing whatever. Like, you're like, I gotta cut, and then comic stops being fun. Diana, Princess of the Amazons. Oh, look at how cute. Shannon Hale and Dean Hale. This is not for me. $10, graphic novel. Sure, whatever. Green Lantern Legacy trade paperback by this is the new Green Lantern, because there's not enough Green Lanterns at DC. Not enough. By all means, or human Green Lanterns. We got to have another one. We're not going to even care about continuity here. There's a person inherits a ring. That's not how it works. Even I know that, and I barely know DC. Wonder Woman Warbringer. Louise Simonson. Adapted by Louise Simonson. Oh. This is going to be trash. Speaking of trash, Batman 83, written by Tom King, art by Michael Janin, or is it Janin? I don't even know. Someone tell me how to pronounce that name. Oh, look, a cardstock variant cover for $1 more. Fuck you, Dan Didio. Sorry for my language. Sorry. I just hate what they're doing. I became a DC fan a little over a year, maybe a year and a half ago. And, I was a big Marvel guy. And Marvel was just shit in the bed all over the place, screwing up. I was like, I don't want to read my characters like this. I don't want to remember them this way. And so people are like, oh, DC's doing great. And I met a lot of DC fans. And I was like, I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to try this stuff. And I was enjoying it. The Rebirth was amazing. And I was getting into this whole new world. And I was like, I felt like a new fan again because, all this mythos and the DC universe. I didn't know these characters. I still don't know so much. DC is it convoluted, and I was enjoying it. And then all of a sudden, Jeff Johns steps down from CCO. A few months later, Bendis is brought over to be Bendis, and the DC just starts going on its death spiral. It's like, just like like World War II footage of a plane. It's like shot, one wing's missing, and it's just like going around the smoke trails following. I feel like that's what DC is at this point. Like, there's still more good books at DC than there are at Marvel, in my opinion. But that's in spite of what upper management at DC is doing. Like, it's because they spent all those years in the past building up their talent pool. They've got the better writers, they've got the better artists, and so they've got these products. The good people, the Dan Jurgens out there, the Scott Snyder, my boy Robert Venditti. These guys are going to put out good comics in spite of DC's bullshit. But imagine if DC tried and backed these guys. Imagine if DC was like, wow, Robert, you're doing some amazing stuff with Hawkman, and fans, are getting, it's a lot of critical acclaim. Fans love it, even though we're not getting the sales. How about we help you with some marketing? How about we, how can we help you? Do you want to cross over? Do you want to borrow some, bigger characters that'll maybe bring some viewers to your book? What can we do? No, DC doesn't do that. They just let it burn. Batman Beyond 38. I don't think anyone's caring about this anymore, even though it is Dan Jurgens. I'm not a Batman Beyond fan, so I can't comment. But looks like they made her a girl now. Oh, fantastic. Batman versus Ra's al Ghul #4. I've heard some crazy things. I want to read this out of curiosity. I just can't really justify buying it. Batman Last Night on Earth #3 is finally. Is that coming out till November? Are you effing kidding me? I have to wait this long? Oh my god. Okay, so when we talk about Batman or DC having good stuff, here's an example. Last Night on Earth is phenomenally good. Greg Capullo art, Scott Snyder writing maybe the best story I've ever written by him. The production value of this book is top notch. Prestige binding, super quality paper, $5.99. This one's 48 pages. They've been like 60 pages. Yes, I cannot recommend this book enough. You've got plenty of time to catch the first two if you missed it. This is one of my most eagerly awaited books. Batman Last Night on Earth 3. Yeah. Oh, look. What's this? Another Batman book. Jeez, DC. Warren Ellis, Brian Hitch. I've heard about this for a while. Some low rumblings. It sucks that Brian Hitch left Hawkman to go do this. But, hey, it's a bigger paycheck. Probably. I'm not going to get it. It's a 12-issue miniseries. No. So what happens, this is what you do. You can Tom King, right? Or you commission this story, right? Then when Tom King's done with his Batman books, which I think is 85, he's done, then you just start rolling these books out. This is Batman 86, or actually it'd be 87 because it's #2, right? 86, 87, 12 issues of these two guys writing Batman. And if in the first 6 months, people are like, we love it, it's amazing, Batman's great, then you keep them on and you say you want to be full-time. And if it doesn't resonate with the fans so much, you go, in the 6-month period, you start looking for the new team to replace them until you can nail it. I'm not going to get this because I can't keep adding freaking miniseries to my books. I don't want miniseries. This should be or detective. But there's no reason to replace what Tomasi's doing. Stupid. Birds of Prey #2. I don't give a shit about Harley Quinn-led Birds of Prey. There's no Oracle. I was never even really a fan to begin with. Brian Azzarello, whoop-de-doo. This is nonsense. There's no limited. It does have $4.99 alternate covers. God, this is so pisses me off, the $4.99 alternate covers. Here's why. Because there's going to be less alternate covers. If you're a collector, and I like collecting comics. I'm not a big speculator or anything. But when there's $4.99, less of them are going to sell. And when less of them sell, that means there's more scarcity, which means this will be the sought-after collector cover, or this one down here, actually. And the main cover won't be, because it doesn't have the scarcity, so everyone's going to be chasing after this one. But I don't want to pay the $5 because 99% of comics don't actually appreciate and become collectible, and you just waste your money when you just chase speculation. Especially DC. DC is really bad at that. Marvel comics have a way better chance. So yeah, it just pisses me off. And then they're just continuing it. I just want to kick them in the balls. I don't think they have any balls to kick them in, though. Detective Comics 1016. That's a cool cover. Enjoying that. So I'm going to be buying. That's on my pull list. Event Leviathan #6. Look. Get a peek. Who is it? You going to spoil it? I don't know. I'm not going to read anything. This has been so-so. I've been giving positive reviews, but the last issue, #4, I was like, we'll see how it ends up. We'll see if Brian Michael Bendis end a story. We'll see. Flash #83. Josh Williamson is quietly just one of the most consistently good writers at DC, but Flash is not exciting. He's not a big character, so he just does well. He sells books, and people buy them, and they're happy, and that's it, right? It's not a hot book, but it's solid, and he should be maybe on the talks for writing Batman. Flash forward #3. Scott Lobdell, Brett Booth. Brett Booth is a great artist. You know what Brett Booth should be doing? Wildcats. Why do you have Brett Booth in your stable? You got Jim Lee's Wildcats. You're like, we're going to allow. I was so excited when I heard that Wildcat series. that got canceled because the artist Ramon Villalobos or whatever is a punk. His art is just so not suited for that. But Brett Booth he's like an old school image style artist. Be perfect. I'd buy the shit out of that. I love Wildcats. I miss it so much. But here you have him writing a Flash story that you already ruined Flash. Now I give two shits about this. You just destroyed the character. I get sick every time I see Wally West, and now you do this. Freedom Fighters number 11. So here is a 12-issue series, one of the ones I got into, and I'm going to finish it because I started it, and it's Robert Venditti. But this is quietly one of the really good stories that's out there. Doesn't get a lot of notoriety because it's not a hot title. It's just it's Freedom Fighters. And most comic fans, they just go after the hotness, the things they understand, X-Men, Batman, Spider-Man. They don't go after things that they don't know. They don't care about writing talent. They don't care. They just, but this is a good book. Freedom Fighters number 11. I can't wait till that wraps up and seeing the whole story. Gotham City Monsters. The number 1 just came out. And I like Steve Orlando, but I pass on this. I'm no interest in reading a comic about villains being the heroes. I just quit making villains as heroes. I hate that. Speaking of which, Harleen number 3. Suck. Stepan Sajic, I'm pronouncing it, I'm sure, way wrong, like a stupid American. He can be a really good artist when he takes his time with covers, but his quick interior work can be really sloppy. He's also a little bit, like, if you see some of his independent work, this guy is like, he's kind of a weird sex freak kind of guy. Like, he's like, you can see some hints here of the bondage stuff. He's really into like the S&M bondage stuff. And I don't care about Harleen. And I don't think he's going to be a good enough writer. He's writing this. $7.99 an issue. No. Remember the guy we just talked about a minute ago? Yeah. Scott Snyder. Yeah. And who's drawing that book? Oh, yeah, Greg Capullo. Yeah. The $5.99. Those guys are superstars. Writing one of the best Batman books you'll ever read. This is going to be like, oh, look at the Harley fans. And, oh, yeah, they tie her up. Ooh, it's kinky. Whatever. Speaking of kinky and stupid, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. They should just write a Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy subtitle, Coming Out of the Closet. Like, these two, it's just this lesbian love story of two insane murderers, and we're going to write a story about them because modern progressives, postmodern comics is all about identifying with villains. The heroes are villainous. You can't identify with virtuous people. Those are the people that oppress me. They're the patriarchy. These guys are the victim. I'm like them. I identify with Harley. I'm kind of like Harley sometimes, and I just want to hit people in the head with a baseball bat because they deserve it. Those stupid Nazis. You know what I'm talking about. Those people exist, and I feel like the industry is catering to it. I think the industry is hiring those people, and it's just becoming filth. And I can't imagine people like giving books like this to their kids. The Inferior Five. Joker, Harley Quinn, Criminal Sanity. Look, here's more. We're going to have, we all knew these were coming out. This number 2, Justice League 36, Scott Snyder, James Tynion, doing one of the best things at DC. This is, if you're a DC fan, this is what you should be getting. It's all a DC. You get your Superman, your Batman, your Flash, your Green Lantern, your Hawkgirl, Wonder Woman's around there. She is. You get it all in a book by two dudes who understand DC Comics, and they like DC Comics, and they like telling good stories, and they're not here to preach to you anything. They just want you to be entertained. And you get it all in a big idea story, sometimes too big for some people who don't want these grandiose ideas, I guess, but I like it. It's fun. This is what comics are to me, and Justice League is something that deserves your attention. Lois Lane deserves to be burned at the stake. I'm sorry, no, not her. The comic book needs to be burned. Lois Lane is fine, except for the post-Bendis Lois Lane is a she-bitch who apparently cucks her husband. Only Lois Lane could cuck Superman. And this book, I did a review on issue number 1. It's Greg Rucka completely losing his mind. It's 100% just Orange Man bad, the comic. He's writing himself into the comic as Lois Lane, and she even is a keyboard warrior. I mean, I kid you not. She's almost literally on Twitter, being an SJW. I mean, it is shockingly, embarrassingly bad how awful it is. And there's really not a story. I don't understand how anyone is praising this book, other than maybe it's their politics, and they're just like, oh yeah, stick it to that Orange Man, stick it to him, and all their followers. This book is terrible. Looney Tunes, cool. Mad's canceled. Let's see. Martian Manhunter 10. There's another book that does not get attention. Steve Orlando. He's writing this great mystery story, retelling the origin of Jeff Johns. And he's doing it in a cool fashion where he's not necessarily erasing like the old history. I got in a talk with Eric Breen about this, and he was just like, oh, I liked it better when the story was this way and that way. And I was like, well, it's not really not that way. It's just that way plus a lot more that you didn't understand was involved. And I really like it. And I really like how Jeff Johns is this imperfect character. He's almost more like a Marvel character. He's got tons of flaws, and he started off as a bad person, but he's really trying to make amends, and he's spending the rest of his life trying to do the right thing to make up for all of his past sins. And that is a great hero character. The art is a big miss for a lot of people. I mean, look at this. Can you? Whoa. But it works for Martian Manhunter because it's all the, he's a shapeshifter, and if you can get past that, it's just like quietly out there telling a great story. It's not preaching to you. Look, Steve Orlando's gay. Like, no one has a problem. He just writes a good comic. It's a murder mystery, or actually a missing persons mystery, and a good origin of these. Yeah, I've done reviews on these books. You can check them out. Metal Men number 2. Oh, it's by Dan Didio himself. Oh, sign me up. Woo! Yeah, Metal Men. Pass. All right. Welcome back here. I just restarted because the video was too long. I was going to cut off, so I did it. I got it. I got ahead of the ball this time. You're just like, Ash, if it's too long, that means you should have your video cut. Like, that should tell you something. I know. But I'm not done. I'm just... RWBY. Is this RWBY or is it pronounced Ruby? I don't know. It's written by Marguerite Bennett, which means pass. Supergirl Annual, written by Robert Venditti. What? All right. Someone let me borrow this, please. I want to read this book. I don't even like Supergirl, but I like... Why is it the Supergirl who laughs? Oh, it's the infection. That's right. The Batman who laughs has infected him. People with the same toxin that infected him. So we'll see. Robert Venditti is interesting. I'm not going to buy it because I don't like Annual. I do like Robert Venditti. I do want to read it. Superman's Pal Jimmy Alton number 5 by Matt Fraction and Steve Lieber. Oh, so random. This is Oh So Random, the comic. Oh So Random, LOL, the comic. That's what this should be. Just DC, are you listening? Dan Didio, like, hire Matt Fraction and Steve Lieber and do, after this book, start an ongoing series called is it LOL So Random or So Random? LOL So Random. LOL So Random, and just do as an ongoing series, and you can have these guys, and look at this. Look at that. Oh, look at Jimmy's in the Batmobile, and all the foods and stuff is spilling all over. Oh, and then there's some fire things dripping, because the Batmobile is flammable. Like, what the stupid. Sorry, this book is terrible. It's god-awful stupid. Wonder Woman 83. Steve Orlando's writing again. G. Willow Wilson can't stay on a title to save her life. Dogs can't stay out of the video to save their life. Look at Forky. I know why you're up there now. You sly dog. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the dog. Wait, or am I? Anyways, that's Luke the dog. And he likes the camera. He pretends that he doesn't. He just likes to photobomb. Yeah. Basket Full of Heads, another Joe Hill book. Sandman Universe. None of these books sell, by the way. None of them sell. I have not heard any good things. No one talks about them. But they keep going. Vertigo was canceled, but not the shitty books of Vertigo. See how that works? Do you see? We canceled that imprint, but we didn't fire anyone. And we didn't cancel the books. We just slowly keep them going. Probably because you made this big deal with Neil Gaiman. And just like Brian Michael Bendis, you can't get out of it now. The Last God. This seems very interesting. I want to know more about it. Philip Kennedy Johnson, I don't know anything about. Riccardo Federici, don't know anything about. It's $4.99 for 28 story pages. No, sorry, DC. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? Oh, look, it's a comic about Satan. Literally, Satan is the hero. Ash, we know there's a TV show, you idiot. Yes, I know. Why anyone wants to read a book or watch a TV show where the main protagonist is literally Satan himself. Oh, follow me, so cool. It's just terrible. It's the degeneracy of our modern society. Hey, look, it's Young Animal. Oh, look, there's more Young Animal. This should all be Vertigo's. Oh, stupid. Dial H for Hero number 9. Why is this still going? Oh, look, is that an imprint? I thought you canceled the imprint. I'm sorry, I'm beating a dead horse. Dial H for Hero number 9. This series is awful. Both these series, by the way. Sam Humphries and Mark Russell are like bosom buddies. They're like the same people. They write the same way, the same garbage. They come across, their writing style comes across like, what's the term? Arrested Development adults, like adults with Arrested Development, like 40 plus year old men or women, but, and writing stories about what they think is a kid's story. Writing what, the kids are like, this is what the kids are like and into, but it's really not for kids. It's really for them. This is what, it's a story, it's a kid's story for adults who have Arrested Development and have the mentality of kids. But because they're actually adults with puberty and, some adult urges and things like that kids don't actually have. They don't, kids have the more innocence and they just like to see good and, wrongs being righted. They like to see fair play. Adults don't. They have like the Wonder Twins had sex orgies while they were changing into animals. It was all freaking, playing to the furries. It was disgusting. Now DC Comics did their best to kind of keep it subtle, but this would have never happened. 20 years. Like, no way in hell. Like and then these two are just nincompoop. I just hate these with a passion. Young Justice number 10 doesn't have the same problems, but it has Bendis. Just God, this guy is such a big ego, and he's such a big hack. And now look, Naomi's leading Young Justice. Oh, look, here's this new girl who's never known to have powers or anything, and she just wakes up one day and she's a super god. And then the man who destroyed the planet, her planet where she comes from, and killed all of her super pal friends and everything. He's the most badass, bad of the baddest. Well, this girl who's never been in a fight to say, ever in her life or anything, she just one punches him back to his world. And now she's leading Young Justice, and these kids couldn't be happier, including Robin in a turd suit. Look at that. It's Corn Turd. That should be his new superhero name. He's Corn Turd. And the 90s called, and they want their Superboy back. Oh, look, and then there's Teen Lantern. Tee tee. It should be Tee Lantern. Oh, it's dumb. God, I hate that. Oh, sorry. I know there's people out there like, I like Young Justice Ash. I'm unsubbing. Beep. Look, man, I'm not making fun of you. Doesn't rub me. Dollar Comics from DC. I picked up my first dollar comic from DC. It was Hush. I'm happy with my Blackest Night #1. That's a good. Flashpoint #1. Infinite Crisis. Look at this. They're putting like some key books here for $1, so you can experiment what DC used to be like before. Do the same thing. Do an exact same thing as Marvel did when they came out with their True Believers books. It was like, you remember the Marvel you used to like? Here, go get a taste of it so that when you read modern Marvel, you'll know even better how it sucks. These guys are so self-unaware. Batman Universe #5, Brian Michael Bendis. How many books does this dude write? It's at least 10. That's how many. And I did a review of the first issue of this. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't good. It was just there. These are all the reprint books from the Walmart $5 100-page giants. Except now you could pay $5 and just get the new story and not the actual reprints, which this is now a reprint. So you're paying $5 for all reprint, where before you paid $5, got 100 pages, including new story. You know, see what I'm saying? Tom King, actually, did the first issue of Up in the Sky, and I really liked what he did. But I also liked how he started off his Batman run. His Batman run started off fantastic, and then it just went, we're like, is this even the same person? So now we're getting into the end of stuff. Kelly Sue DeConnick, Aquaman, just flushing Aquaman down the toilet, literally. Absolute Swamp Thing by Alan Moore. Oh, I've heard good things about this. Hardcover, 424 pages, $100. God. A little while back, you might have seen that I picked up the Descender Omnibus. I think it's around that many pages. And it was $35. And it's beautiful hardcover, embossed, and just gorgeous. $100 it's too much. Way too much. Aquaman Volume 2, Amnesty. Oh, look. Oh, it's Kelly Sue DeConnick still. Batgirl, Old Enemies, Margaret Scott. Okay. These are all just... Oh, Batman. Here we go. Here's the Arkham Knight story. This was pretty good. I think you should have just bought this in the comics. I think $24.99 for a hardcover of it. You shouldn't be getting this if you're already really a fan. I don't think, as much as I like Detective Comics, I think it's good. I think there's too many like books getting hardcovers these days. It used to be only like the best of the best. Let's see, Black Hawk, Blood and Iron hardcover. So this going back into some older stuff. It appears Dial H for Hero. Oh, look at. Oh, at least this is not a hardcover. It gave Sam Humphries a hardcover. Female Furies. Oh, my good Lord. This is one of the worst things you will ever read in comics. Not Called America by Gabby Rivera. Wow. If you can borrow this, just... Green Lantern's canceled, but by all means, buy the books. Buy the books of the canceled stuff. Scott Snyder's Deluxe Edition, Book 1 of Justice League, 400 pages. Look at that, 408 pages. There we go. Hardcover, 408 pages, $39.99. Look, it covers issues 1 through 13, plus the Drowned Earth 1 and 2. Well, the number 1 and number 1. So that's 15 issues. That's good. This is good. And oh man, I love this artist, Jorge Jimenez. Fantastic. Mr. Miracle. Oh, the original old school Mr. Miracle. So this is a lot of old stuff. I'm not going to care about spending too much time on this. Oh, Jeff Loeb, Mark Verheiden, Superman Batman Omnibus. I think this is the one that Bats really likes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's Michael Turner. He always gives me shit about Batman and Superman, and it's just like, dude, not everyone's Jeff Loeb and not everyone's Michael Turner. Like, it's like, if this is like the only way you can have Batman and Superman, dog, you just had a drink. Really. You just... Anyways, so I would like to read that sometime. Watchmen Companion? What the hell is this? Watchmen Companion collects for the first time the long out of print, rarely seen material based on the landmark comic series. The Watchmen Companion includes The Watchmen Watching the Watchmen and Watchmen Taking Out the Trash game modules, along with Watchmen's source book. Released as 1990 as part of the DC Heroes role-playing game, sanctioned by Alan Moore, and including illustrations by artist Dave Gibbons. Especially for that game, the volume also contains the who's in the DC universe. Well, that's interesting. That's pretty cool for collectors to have this. If you got Watchmen and you're like really liking Doomsday Clock, which is fantastic, this, yeah, that'd be cool to throw in there. We get the statues. I'm not really big on the statues. Oh, that's neat. Oh, I'm not big into. Oh, look at that. I like the animated style, like the stylized statues. That's a cool looking Red Hood. It's a cool looking Azrael. So, oh, look at this perfect holiday gift. What are these? Ronin Gallery editions. What are gallery editions? Graffiti. Are they just black and white books? What? 200 lines per inch on a rich, heavy paper stock, replicating the original art sequence is our goal. Huh. Easier on your wallet, they say. $195. $125 for $125 for 200 pages. The graffiti designs gallery editions are the next best thing to holding the original art in your hands and easier on the wallet. Okay, I guess it is easier on the wallet than holding the original art. But come on. Okay, so here is the checklist. If you care, you can pause. No, I don't want alerts on my channel. So, oh, look at who's there. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a long one. Those are the DC previews for November 2019 with my reactions. As you can tell, not much to be excited about. DC is just rolling over and dying, apparently. They just don't want my business. Maybe they've got your business. Again, I don't mean any insult to anyone. If you're taken because I hate on a book that you like, it's a matter of taste, right? You know, apples, oranges. Some people don't like different things. If you like different books, if you think I'm wrong about a book, if I'm like, this book sucks, you're like, no, Ash, you should check it out. I get it. People, I'm that way. I keep telling you guys need to read Hawkman. You should read Martian Manhunter. You know, people, they don't believe me. I'm in the same boat. So if there's anything you want to talk about, if there's books I'm missing, if there's things I'm wrong about, tell me below why a certain book I should be excited about or others should be excited about. And or if you agree, say, hey, right on, throw me a high five. And tell me what you're looking forward to most out of these solicits. I'm really curious. I've kind of told you what I am. So I look forward to the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.